Behind me here is Lambeth Palace, the London home of the Archbishop of Canterbury, and it's long been, of course, a source of royal expertise. If you're unsure, just look in the history books. And most famously, of course, it was here that the Duke of Windsor came to seek counsel from the then Archbishop of Canterbury about what he should do regarding the American socialite Wallis Simpson. We all know how well that turned out, don't we? But it's this particular story that's broken over here in the United Kingdom about how King Charles III very much wishes his youngest son to attend his forthcoming coronation on May the 6th here at Westminster Abbey. But of course, how true is that particular story? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. Yes, a chilly, damp start today outside Lambeth Palace. Steeped in history, a wonderful place if you could afford to go in, of course. It's quite pricey when you go into around Lambeth Palace. Not trying to put you off, but just be prepared. Their shop has eye-watering prices too, but we'll just leave that there. It's interesting, isn't it, this particular story, though, because obviously it all centres around the Archbishop of Canterbury. And if you believe this particular lurid headline, it appears that King Charles does in fact want his youngest son, Prince Harry, to attend his coronation. Now, a lot of people are confused by this. As we've told you before, why wouldn't he? He wouldn't want his youngest son to miss out on such an historical event. But he has to have two heads, that of the Constitution and that of a father. And the bigger picture for him is the public decide exactly what they want. If he makes the wrong mistake, it could be a very bad start to his kingship. Let's just put that there. But the bigger picture, the story behind this story is in fact how King Charles is seeking sage advice from the Archbishop of Canterbury. That's not true. It's nothing really to do with him. Obviously, he could say about brokering a deal, something like that. But given the fractious relationship that both Prince Harry and the actress Meghan Markle have with Justin Welby, the current Archbishop of Canterbury, it would be a rather strange request. Let's not forget, of course, that both of them in that Oprah Winfrey interview claimed that he performed a secret wedding ceremony against that spectacle. And then rather reluctantly and rather wokely, as many people might say, he came out and said, well, she must have been mistaken. Not a flat no, but then, again, he's obviously been a gentleman. But the bigger picture here is that story really true? Well, what we can tell you is simply this. No. The true story is this, that King Charles is taking advice from all corners. And as I say, he would like his youngest son to attend, but it's not necessarily in the public domain yet. The bigger element of that story too is all about how he's getting prepared to address the nation via the BBC and plant his side of the story about those lurid allegations made by his youngest son. How true is that? Not true. What we can tell you is this. King Charles is looking into the options of addressing the nation ahead of his coronation. Nothing to do with the claims in Spare or indeed that lurid Netflix documentary by Harry and Meghan. The only true bit of that particular story is the fact that our monarch will be addressing the nation, and we would expect that. But everything else is simply up in the air. It would have nothing to do with the Archbishop of Canterbury. Of course, the King could request some advice, but so far, Buckingham Palace tell me, very good sources, that that's simply not the case. He's not reached out at all. Obviously, as this story rumbles on, you can understand exactly how this plays in the favour of the two out in Montecito who decided to, depart royal life. Now, if you want to be kind, what you could say is, King Charles is at odds with himself. He obviously would like every single member of his close family around him on such an historic day. But he also knows the mood and, of course, feeling of the British subjects, and they far outweigh the two in Montecito. This is a developing news story, and when we find out more and the real story, I'll share it with you first. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.